Hey all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey everybody, how we doing? Hope everybody is doing well. All right. So we got a couple of things to unpack. Put a 1 in the chat if you watched Kamala's interview with Oprah. Don't worry, you didn't miss nothing. She say the same thing every time somebody talk to her. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. Now I kind of want to talk about that. Okay, so black people, especially black people that's gonna vote for Kamala. Thank you so much, Miss Lou Casey. I appreciate you, and I appreciate the person that sent me the Cash App. I want to know from the people who are voting for Kamala. Okay. And I know some people are voting for her because anything but Trump. And some people are voting for her because she black. And some people are voting for her because she a woman. And some people are voting for her just because anybody that's on the Democratic ticket, that's who you got to vote for. I'm asking y'all. Now, it don't matter to me that you're voting for her. It don't matter to me why you're voting for her. But I'm asking those of you who are you not disappointed in this woman? I just want to know. Like, when she answer every question with the same answer, do y'all be like shaking y'all head about that? Does it ever become a point where it's like, oh, I just want to know, because I know that I have people in here who are going to vote for Kamala. I know that. So y'all don't ever be like disappointed. How y'all are going for this stuff? Because it doesn't make any sense to me. How is it that you can answer every question with a scripted answer? And no matter how simple the questions are, no matter how, it's given Manchurian Candidate is what it's given. Anybody that Google it, watch the movie, watch the version with Liev Schreiber, and I do believe it's Denzel Washington. It's given Manchurian Candidate. I'm so tired of hearing about her middle class mom. And I'm tired of hearing about lawns. And I'm tired of hearing about small business owners and the lady that they call mama. And I'm tired of that. We when you can't give me a human response, like, that's disturbing. Y'all not disturbed by that? Whatever you want to say about Trump, whatever you don't like him, you don't like the stuff he say, you think he's full of it, like, I get it. But he still strike me as being who he is. It's not giving battery in the back. It's giving, this is who I am. You may not like it. A lot of people don't like it, whatever. But he's still coming across as a human being. Maybe he's an unlikable human being, but he's still coming across as a human being. She's not coming across as a human. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey. And it's not just that interview. It's everything since the debate. She has interviewed with the NABJ. Finally. She had a softball interview with Oprah. No matter how they softball her, no matter how they handle her with kid gloves, no matter how simplistic the questions are, she don't never have like a real human answer to that. And I'm sorry for those who are looking for a deeper political analysis. That's not even how I come at this stuff. That's not even how I come at it. Because this is disturbing at this point. And I want to know, is anybody else disturbed? Whether you voting for her or not. Is anybody else like seeing it? We would not accept this from nobody else. There are simple questions that are repeatedly asked of her. You would think for all that scripting of an answer, they would script an answer for it. But whoever be ghostwriting for her, they won't even script an answer for repeated questions. Repeatedly, she's being asked the same questions and she can't figure out no answer. And that's bothering me. And what's bothering me more is that us as Black people, we are willfully ignorant at this point. That's what I'm really bothered by. We are willfully ignorant at this point, because there's no way that any sane Black person, I don't care what you think about Trump, Republicans, and nobody else, there is no way that sane adult Black people are looking at Kamala Harris and have watched her over however long you've been watching and listening to anything that she said. There is no way that you believe that this woman is competent. There's no way. There's no way. She got the same rehearsed thing, no matter what it said to her. If she say she was raised in a middle class family, one more again. If I hear opportunity economy one more time, It's like she hides something. I believe she under a trance. Cause she do the same intonation. It's the same weird hand motion. You can't tell me she not a Manchurian Candidate. You can't tell me that she not. You cannot tell me that before she get out there, she get a weird phone call with a trigger in it, and then she go out and say stuff, and it be the same stuff. You can just you. Anytime Oprah was looking at you like, ma'am, and the only reason I'm not playing the clips, is because sometimes the news think, yeah, you've heard it before. That's the only reason I'm not playing. I ought to just let you just see how Oprah be looking at her. Terry, I want to talk about that. And thank you for the contribution. I say if you play it off of her page, you know what? Let me find it on her page because I would pay money to hear her closing and opening statements. Ma'am. Like, thank you, Sway. So they have been wrong about everything else, loved one, from which degree to pick to which man to have children with to who to look up to. This is par for the course, and I am not the least bit shocked. I just the way Oprah, you know what? Let me just try to, because the way Oprah was just looking at her. I mean, and I don't like okra. But no, okay. I'm trying to find a steal. Let me do this real quick. Bear with me for a second. Bear with me for a second. Because see, before I go to that, Let me go back to this. The least of two evils. I don't think Black people understand. I don't think we understand as a group what's evil and what's not. We are so caught in what social media has to say. And we are so caught in what the mainstream media and all the other different media outlets tell us to think that we refuse to think for ourselves. We refuse to have an independent thought process. We refuse to have those. We refuse to have them. What makes her the lesser of two evils? What makes her, because she's smiling as she do the same thing to you? Because she talk nice to you? Because she seems not threatening? Because it doesn't seem overt? You like being lied to. My people, I love us, but we like being lied to. We like them lies. We like for somebody to come to us with a false pretense and a mask on because we don't like the truth about who people really are and what they really think and what their actual agendas are. We would rather somebody come up to us and lie in our face and stab us in the back at the same time, and we will make an excuse about how the stabbing don't hurt as bad because they was able to kiss the boo-boo every time they made the boo-boo. That's what it is. We like the Democratic Party because they are covertly just as racist as we say the Republican Party is. We like the Democratic Party more because they're nicer about it. We like the Democratic Party more because the things that they do that subvert and destroy us are not as obvious to us. So therefore, we feel that we are not suffering as much because of it. Because we still have not figured out how the liberal agenda has truly affected us. We have not figured out how Planned Parenthood is really a eugenics program, no matter how many times people say that. And we will still listen to them as they call a eugenics program healthcare, and we'll rally behind it. Like, how lost do we have to be? That's why the majority ain't gonna make it. The majority of us is not gonna make it. I had to accept that a while back, that I get on this platform and I talk about value systems. I get on this platform and I talk about system, order, and structure. I talk about biology, culture, and environment. And I know that only a small percentage of us actually understand that and actually make changes in their life with that in the back of their mind to make sure that they can be successful and that the people around them can be successful. Only a handful of us understand that. The rest is lost. And they like being lost. And that's the part of the appeal that has been the most difficult for me, is that not only are the majority of our people lost, they like it that way. They prefer being lost. They like it. Because the reality is too much to handle. The reality of the predicament that we are in as a group of people, too much. To understand that we are essentially on the precipice of extinction as a relevant group of people, people have not come to that. The people have not come to that. They refuse to look at that. No matter how many times we say that our family units are nearly non-existent and we recount the reasons why they're non-existent. And we can go all the way back to the Moynihan Report and all these other things. I did a whole series on the Moynihan Report. It's in a playlist. Go look at it. And no matter how many times we go back to the historical reasons why we're here, and then we go over the modern reasons why we're here, and we go over the policy reasons why we're here, and we go over the value system reasons why we're here, no matter how many times we say it and in how many ways that we approach it, we like being lost. We the goofiest, stupidest people that I have ever known about. And we sit around and we complain about our position, but we like the position. Because everything else is too much work. Everything else is too much work. Saving ourselves, too much work. We want somebody else to save us. We want the white man to come save us. We want somebody, anybody. And when somebody do come along with the ideas that would help us along, we don't want to do the ideas. We want them to do the ideas, and then we criticize how they do it. We like to monitor how other people do it. Anybody among us that actually put boots to the ground, that actually put their hands on something, then we want to come back behind them and micromanage how they do it. So if somebody come along and they have money, and let's say they put it into this community or something like that, or maybe they put their money back into the community they came from. Maybe they want to build schools. Maybe they want to have property. Maybe they want to build housing. Whatever, maybe they want to open businesses, whatever it is. We'll sit there and critique them. Well, they ain't do it right. Well, they could have helped over here. Well, they could have helped over there. Meanwhile, the main ones that's running around here criticizing what somebody else didn't do, don't do nothing. They don't do anything. We the most lost people, and we like it. And like I said, that's been the hardest part of the pill to swallow. We're entertained. That's why I captioned the thumbnail like that. Because we entertained by Kamala's foolishness. She sit there and she acts a fool in front of that camera. She don't say nothing. We like it that way. We want her to bring out Megan Thee Stallion or twerk while she say a couple of buzzwords to us. And we get hype off the buzzwords. And then we make up our own narratives about what she said and what she didn't say. And then we run with the other narratives about who Trump is instead of just going to listen to see what he about. We have already been through. Here's the other thing before I go on break. I hate the way we repeat stuff. I hate the way we repeat stuff that we heard. And I'm going to go back to that Project 2025 stuff. Project 2025 is old. Do y'all realize that Project 20, the tenets drawn out and Project 2025 have been around for decades. Okay? Decades. Project 2025 and the things that are asserted within it was around the first time Trump ran for office. If he wanted to do that, he would have been trying to implement that then. Those are not new tenets. Those are not new things. Those are old things. You may not have liked his presidency, and that's your right if you didn't like his administration. Or if you don't want a repeat of his administration, that's fine. Because he already said that if he don't win, he's not even going to run no more, which makes sense because Trump is old. He just not senile, but he an old man. He only got a few good years in him left anyhow. But what I don't like for our people is don't let nobody fearmonger you. If you don't want to vote for him, don't. But don't let nobody tell us anything. That's been my whole stance. Whenever I have talked about this election or the candidates or any of the debates or any of the interviews or anything like that, my thing for my people is to just, I'm begging y'all to make decisions based on what you think individually, not what you think make you black and acceptable, not what you think quote unquote make you on code, not what social media say you gotta think, or none of that. We're gonna go to a commercial break. So after these messages, we'll be right back. So I need everybody to go to ashkicking.com and get yourself some personal care products, including this absolutely wonderful body butter, which I have been using the whole time. This is some awesome stuff. It really does have your skin looking and feeling really silky smooth, smelling really nice. It's not greasy. It's not tacky. It's not even one of those products that sit on top of the skin. It absorbs really quickly and really actually moisturizes you. So you definitely want to go to ashkicking.com. If this is going to be your first order, please take advantage of the 10% discount using the promo code Crimson at checkout. Once again, the link is at the top of the chat, ashkicking.com. Don't know how many likes I need, but I owe you guys a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to go ahead and hit the like button as well. Okay. Let me get to the super chats. Let's see. I read Sway. I read Tara, I read Luke Casey. Supreme. So the Democrats have broken up our families going on 7 decades and we still vote for them. Exactly. Thank you, Miss Celine. So the only time deletion should be allowed is for great or the life of the mom. Having to be a carte blanche allowance is barbaric and evil. Thank you, Bio 1656. On the Oprah interview, she used a black girl who had a failed deletion in another state and passed away as a reason to have it legal nationwide. Thank you, Bernard. So every election cycle, the Heritage Foundation puts out one of these projects. People just take the media's word for facts. And that's what I'm talking about. Thank you, Bernard said, rightly having the right to have aspirations and dreams and ambitions for your family was her response to the question about cost of living. Oprah looked at Kamala like, who are you talking to? Exactly. Exactly. Here's the thing, and thank you for you guys' contributions. Here's the thing. I want to move on to this whole Janet Jackson thing with DL Hughley. And at this point, I no longer can be surprised the things that DL Hughley will do and will say. So now, apparently, Janet Jackson was in an interview recently, and the question came up to her. I don't know why they question these celebrities about stuff, but I guess they just be trying to get sound bites or what have you. So they questioned her. It was some question about Kamala, and she was like, "Is she black?" I heard she was Indian, and you could tell that she kind of said it kind of offhand, like, "Oh, that's what I was hearing." A lot of these times, let me explain something. A lot of these times, certain celebrities, they don't really be in tune like that. Sometimes they don't care. Sometimes they don't really have an opinion. And even if they do, it's their own personal opinion. And people take celebrity opinions too much for this big thing. Janet Jackson is just a person. That's all. We know of her. She's been a celebrity since she was a little girl. And that's all it is. Like, how many people are disputing whether or not Kamala Harris is actually black? Because she never says that she is. But the way DL Hughley came at her, I thought was one of the most distasteful things. Like I was disgusted. Like, who you talking to like that? I'm gonna share with you. Okay, so these are the tweets. So she had the little interview and she had the response that she had or whatever. So he comes up and says, Janet Jackson interview sounded like a Trump rally. All because of one question. For your information, it's a little ironic to question whether someone is black while you're breathing through the nose of a white woman. All I know is that Kamala looks like she did when she was in Oakland, but Janet don't look like she did when she was Penny. What was in that iron? Kamala looks the way she does because she has a mom from India and a dad from Jamaica. Janet looks the way she does because she has a plastic surgeon. Now, he called himself roasting her. And I just thought that was extremely distasteful. A little bit of a tangent. The reason he felt so comfortable coming for her like that is because Janet does not have a husband. I like Janet, but Janet does not have a husband. And the reason that I bring up Janet not having a husband is because I wonder if he would have said that to her husband's face. If she had a husband, would he have said that to Janet's husband's face? I'm interested in whether or not he would say that to her face. I would love to see that. See, Janet don't strike me as that type of person. But I would just pull up where he at. Now, what was you saying about that tweet? Like, I just want you to say it to my face. I just want to see, do you have that same energy in person? To me. This is a guy that in any other circumstance, if we talking about how to protect black women and black women this, black women that. But you inserted yourself in a conversation that did not have anything to do with you to comfort that woman whole life. Because she said something about another woman that don't care nothing about you. And I'm not saying necessarily Janet cares something about him, but we know Kamala don't. They made you bow down and kiss the ring to such an extent that you had to show up at the DNC boot licking. So I guess you mad because you had the boot lick so hard and she didn't. So now you mad at her because she didn't boot lick. Is that what it is? Like when I read that, people was in the comments kikiing about it, but I didn't think it was funny because it was very mean girl. Because whatever kind of plastic surgery Janet has had, we know she black. We know Janet black. Her mama and her daddy black. We know that for a fact. So it don't matter who bleached their skin or who had a nose job or who did what. We know she black. And Janet will tell you herself she black. That ain't never been no question for her. What regardless of whatever kind of insecurity she had to make her, you know what I'm saying, go get a nose job, which I don't think she needed anything because Janet has always been naturally very beautiful. But that's neither here nor there. It ain't none of my face. I just thought it was very mean girl of him. How you gonna disrespect one of our performance icons for a chick that don't care nothing about you? And Janet don't be bothering nobody. And also, that woman just lost her brother like what, a week ago? Leave that woman alone. She don't gotta listen. Let me tell y'all something. We ain't gotta kiss Kamala's butt. Don't nobody gotta kiss her butt. Don't nobody even gotta like her. Okay? She goofy. All right? The Madam Vice President is a goofball. She a goofball. There, I said it. And anybody that don't agree that she a goofball is lying to themselves. You know she goofy. The whole world knows she goofy. Oprah Winfrey sat there and just looked at her like, girl, ooh wee. Anytime Oprah Winfrey can look at you like you done lost your mind, and she's sitting there trying to help you, guide you, handhold you through the easiest interview a 4-year-old could do this interview, and she holding your hand through it. Oprah just was looking at her like, anytime you get an older Black woman to give you this look, because what is Oprah in her late 60s? Oprah is 70 years old. Anytime you get an old Black woman to look at you like that, you know she ain't trying to hit nothing you done said. And hit you with the She went back to her roots with that. Oprah, and you could, she hit her with a. Anytime you get an older Black woman look at you like that, she do not like nothing you just said. Everything you just been talking about for the last 5-10 minutes has just been irking her nerve. She been trying to figure out when you gonna catch yourself and know you stupid. That's what Oprah was looking at her like, you, ooh, baby, child. She just was looking at her. The look that Oprah had on her face. And like I said, I don't really be rocking with Oprah like that. But me and her gave Kamala the same look at around the same time. Anytime Oprah squint her eyes and sit back, she was trying to see just how stupid you were gonna be. You still stupid. You stupid from this distance or this distance? Because I can't see the sense. Trying to find it. I'm gonna try to find, because she just sat there and looked at her. She just looked at her like, baby, ooh wee. It was round towards the end. We're gonna just hop towards a little bit towards the end. I didn't know Meryl Streep was talking to her, but it's a lot. I didn't get it was a lot of places, spaces where she was looking at her like that.
Actually died. I can actually hug my child. My child is here, and I gave all this praise to my
baby.
And Doug, I hear you're not a registered Democrat, but you now say it doesn't matter what side of the aisle you're on when it comes to this issue. What change do you want to see now that it has affected your family?
Common sense.
Just you're either in favor of the Second Amendment or you want to take everyone's guns away. I'm in favor of the Second Amendment, and I'm in favor of assault weapons bans, universal background checks, red flag laws. And these are just common sense. These are just common sense.
I thought it was so powerful at the convention when you said.
She trying to help her, y'all. She's trying to help her. She trying to help her. Oprah trying to help her. Because she up there finna babble, finna give you them hyena swoops through the plains. Oprah like, oh, baby, I'm so tired of hearing them. Well, you're not going to sit here and babble no more. We done heard enough. It's like an hour and a half of it. She said, ooh, let me interrupt you.
You have guns. No, at the debate. At the debate.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun.
I did not know that.
If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes. I hear that.
Probably should not have said that.
But
my staff will deal with that later.
Yeah. But you have been a gun owner for a while.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
But here's my point, Oprah, is that I'm not trying to take everyone's guns away. I believe in the Second Amendment, but we have to agree that, look, I did last fall a college tour with college-age young people, so I also did trade schools, and packed audience every time in their auditorium, and I would ask, please raise your hand if at any point between kindergarten and 12th grade you had to endure an active shooter drill. Almost every hand went up. It was bone chilling.
Yeah, this is the way our kids are living.
Chilling.
Yeah.
And think about it. I grew up, we had fire drills only. Well, I grew up in California. We also had earthquake drills. But
y'all see how goofy this woman is. Oprah just keep on trying to help her. I probably shouldn't said that. Anyway, I can't. The question was about gun ownership and whether or not she was pro like gun bans and things of that nature. And they always talking about, oh, well, we need to ban assault weapons and all that kind of stuff. Girl. And thorough background checks. Because the criminals own guns legally. I can't do it. I can't even listen to no more. It took me 2 days to get through those questions and answers. It wouldn't have mattered if she knew that was the question or not. She a Manchurian candidate. I'm more and more convinced of that as time go on. If you are too young to know what I mean by Manchurian Candidate, I urge you to go and watch the movie. YouTube might even have it. Matter of fact, that is the link to the movie that I'm referring to. You're watching on YouTube, watch it wherever. It don't matter. But if you are too young to know what I mean by a Manchurian Candidate, please watch that movie. The original one might be a little too old school. Folks like Denzel, so they'll watch it. Please watch Manchurian Candidate and then get back to this election charade. Thank you, Afro Texas, for your contribution. I appreciate you. Thank you, Original Man said Kamala is a cosplaying Decepticon. These lost color souls are easily swayed and misled by minstrels. Roland, Ricky, Steve, and DL who want us to vote for her. Go to DL. Exactly. Thank you, Blue. So I'm an hour behind, but DL was highly disrespectful for what he said to Ms. Jackson. Also, I wish more Americans would look into third-party candidates. We don't have to vote left or right all the time. Thank you once again, Bernard. Said such a vitriolic response for an opinion that was asked of Janet. It's like the law against negative speech against the Queen of England. Thank you, Chicago Channel. So this election will create one of the greatest divides between men and women in this country. If she voted, Kamala, you got a PhD degree passport meant, yeah. So thank you for the cash out. So the Manchurian Candidate link that I linked to, there are two versions. There is an older version of that movie, okay, that was released in, I think, the 60s, either the 60s or the 70s, something like that. So there's an older original version of the Manchurian Candidate. But for those, a crowd who are a little bit younger, sometimes they don't be into the real old movies. You know, everybody like Denzel. So that might be a little bit more entertaining, but the concept is still there. the concept is still there. Y'all need to watch that. It's so many movies and songs about being mind controlled and things of that nature. That stuff is not a conspiracy. That stuff is not a conspiracy. That stuff is true. A little bit hard to believe, but it's real. Unfortunately, like, those things have so many layers to them. She was not. We realize this is a selection. Yes, monarch butterfly programming, all of that. Though I'm not even going to get into it. If you know, you know. If you don't know, do some research. And when I say research, I don't mean look at every little documentary with that weird music that be playing. I mean, actually read up on it. A lot of stuff will make sense to you. A lot of stuff that be happening and people be confused about why it's happening and all this kind of stuff. If you understood that, coupled with understanding genetic survivalism, all this stuff makes so much sense to you. It'll make scary sense. It'll make scary sense to you. You'll be able to truly discern why stuff is happening the way that it is, and understand that the way that it's being presented to you is not necessarily the way that it actually is. And it's being packaged and presented specifically for a particular response. Anyway, I'm gonna get on out of here. Jump down in the comments section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.